Salud! I'm happy and thank you very much for tuning into my YouTube channel, Your Only Medicare Store. What I'm doing with this channel, with the Your Only Medicare Store, I'm trying to let people know that I've been doing Medicare, helping people with Medicare for years now. But the only way I can get your attention is to giving you some of my best recipes. I thought to myself, I was going to write a wonderful recipe book, because I was, years back, I mean, I've been in food service for a long time, but years back I went to culinary school and I was a regional chef with Holiday Inns, and then I went into Houston and I worked at the Rice Hotel. And I said, maybe one of these days I'm going to write a book, but with YouTube, I will never buy another cookbook myself. I might buy some famous cookbook and have him autograph it for me, but I will never buy another cookbook ever, because anything you want to learn is right here on YouTube. But again, now if you want to learn about Medicare, stay on this channel, and there's several videos on what Medicare is all about, how does it work, how you can sign up for it, when you can sign up for it. And when I say when, because if you're going to be 65 this year, and for example, if you're going to be 65 in July, you have 3 months before July, which is April, May, June, and then July, and then August, September, October. So you have 3 months before your birth month and 3 months after to sign up for Medicare. That is if you are going to retire and want to claim Social Security and Medicare. But you can claim Medicare. You don't have to. You can keep working, okay? But or if you're not ready to sign up for Medicare, you can do that. You don't have to take it at 65, okay? You have to write in and let them know. It's so important. The reason why I say this, don't ever miss that deadline, the 3 months after your birthday, because then you're gonna have to pay for the rest of your life a very stiff penalty. Okay, now that's all I'm going to say about Medicare. If you want to know about it, just look at some of my other videos on this channel. Today, so many people have asked about my Fideo recipe. Now, Fideo con carne, okay, or how they say it in Italian is vermicelli. I grew up eating Fideo, but one of the things that I want you to realize that Fideo can be cooked so many hundreds of ways. Fideo can be a sopa, or it can be like a soup. It can have a lot of liquid in it. Or sometimes Fideo, the way I make it sometimes, it could be like an Asian or a Chinese dish. You know, when you have your noodles and then you have pieces of meat in there. See, I say to myself, Fideo is almost like a Mexican Chinese dish, because I make it into a casserole. And sometimes I make it into a sopa. It all depends on the weather. Now, when I make it into a sopa, it's the same ingredients I have. But other than my tomatoes and the onions and the garlic that I put in there, I will add zucchini maybe. I would add carrots. I've seen Fideo with potatoes in it. But today, I'm gonna make my good old typical Fideo con carne, and it's not that soupy, but it's almost like a casserole, and it's delicious. Okay, now I'm showing you here the ingredients I have. I've got 2 Roma tomatoes. I got a whole medium onion or small onion. Okay, just look, I've already chopped it up, but this is almost like maybe a cup of onions. Okay, chopped onions. I always use yellow onions for this recipe, because if I use sweet onions, it makes the Fideo very sweet. Then I chopped up 2 Roma tomatoes. I have 3 chopped up cloves of garlic. I've got about a cupful of cilantro here. 1 pound of ground beef. Now, this ground beef, I bought the 75-25 or 75% lean and 25% fat, because I like it to release some of the fat into the pan, and that helps me stir up my Fideo. I'm using for the longest time I used the other Fideo, the F&F Fideo or L&L Fideo, but I found this, it's vermicelli, but the reason why I like it is the Fideo is a lot thinner, okay? then I'm using one whole serrano pepper. And I know that serrano peppers, you can't trust them. Sometimes they taste good and spicy, and sometimes they're extremely hot. But if you will notice, I'm not gonna split this serrano pepper. I'm not gonna cut it up. I'm just gonna throw it in there whole, just give it a little hint of flavor. And I'm using like 3/4 of a tablespoon of cominos. But I don't like to use the powdered cominos. I like to use fresh cominos, and I will put them on molcajete. Here's this. This is fresh cominos, and every now and then I might even throw in there some dry Mexican oregano. Okay. Now, I use the liquids. Sometimes I use water, and sometimes I'll use a can of chicken stock. Okay. Now, if you're gonna use water, make sure that it's bottled water, or if you have a refrigerator that has a filter, do not use the city water. City water sometimes has too much chlorine in it. And so I'm using 1 can for 1 pound of beef, 1 can of chicken broth, but I threw in there 1 teaspoon. I mixed in there 1 teaspoon of this Knorr caldo de pollo. Just remember the green label. Okay, I've got my pan, it's already nice and hot. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And anytime I cook, you should always remember this. Anytime you cook, always try to saute your onions first. Your onions take a while to glaze themselves. So I start off with my onions first. But I will do this for a minute, okay? Because the pan is hot enough. But then I'm gonna add the ground beef to it. So you might wonder, well, you mean the onions will cook faster than the ground beef? Maybe. But in this case, the onions will cook with the ground beef. Something about onions. The smell of onions. Yes, I'm left-handed. Oh, I didn't mention. I also have a small can of tomato sauce. I don't use all the tomato sauce in it, okay? So, while I know that that's browning a little bit, I'll have a toast. There's something cozy about enjoying a little wine and cooking. Now, I don't only have wine when I cook breakfast or lunch, but in the afternoon or in the evening, I enjoy a little glass of wine. Not all the time, but I'll enjoy, like, if I'm having beef, I want to make sure that I have Pinot, like Pinot Noir, some red wine. It just makes it a pleasant experience. So for me, it's not so much enjoying cooking. Enjoying what I cook. It's enjoying cooking. I enjoy it. I make it a festival. And for many years, people ask me, "Is it happy? Do you love to cook?" I said, I love it. But you know what I enjoy more? I enjoy the people's looks when they eat my food, when they try my recipes. When I like their smiles on their face. Now, I only use like a tablespoon of that olive oil so that it can help me brown the onions. But when you use ground beef that's 75% lean and the 25% fat, it's gonna release a lot of its fat. Okay? Now that I know that it's got a liquid, it's got quite a bit of liquid there, now I'll take the chances of throwing the garlic in there. I always wait for the garlic to go in last because I don't want to burn the garlic. There's nothing pleasant about tasting burnt garlic. Look, the meat almost looks fairly cooked, and the onions are almost there. They're almost glazed, but not yet. The secret to great Fideo, I'm gonna say it's cast iron. Using a cast iron pan. This is estilo casa. I use my hands, the cup of my hand for a measuring, a tablespoon, but it's 2 teaspoons of salt and about 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, now, before I add the tomatoes in there, because the tomatoes have a lot of water in them, I'm going to saute or brown a little bit my vermicelli. Look how thin this thing is. You know, when I was growing up, and I noticed my tias and my grandmas, they would make fideos, but I would see like the white fideos or the cream colored fideo. But every now and then you'll see some dark fideo. There was some brown fideo in there. And I thought that was just part of what I was eating. But as I grew older and I learned that was burnt fideo. They just grilled it too much. They just sauteed it too long. Look at here. I'm mixing the fideo into the onions and the beef already. There's no chance that I'm gonna make this fideo brown. It might look good. I've seen it in restaurants. You have pieces of yellowish fideo, and then you have pieces of very dark fideo. And just because grandma was burning it all along, that doesn't mean that's how you eat it. Sorry, grandma. But this is how you brown it. Now I've been browning it on medium heat. Now I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, because I don't want brown fideo. Now the reason why I turned it down is because I'm going to get my comino ready. I notice a lot of people do that, but when you do that, it bounces out. I do it in circles on the molcajete. Oh, you want me to say it in English? Molcajete. Okay. Now look what I'm about to do. Remember, now I can add the tomatoes because I know that the fideo is nice and brown. But I'm gonna put some of that some of the tomatoes in the molcajete. So because the tomatoes are wet, let some of that leftover comino stick to them. Now I just threw in the serrano, and I'm going to mix everything very well. Now, at this point, it's optional. You don't have to add the tomato sauce to it. But if you want like a red, soupy caldo-like fideo, you do some tomato sauce in there. I'm not gonna put the tomato sauce in here. I brought it out because I usually do and I usually don't. I mean, this is gonna be more of a thicker casserole type of fideo. Okay. I'm gonna turn the heat back up. can hear it sizzling a little bit. That's it. We're ready to go. Now you might be wondering, why am I using a spatula? Because with the edge of the spatula, I can make sure that nothing's stuck on the bottom. You have to be careful though that you don't splash the ingredients out of the pan. Notice that what I put in here was onions and tomatoes and nice tomatoes and chili. It's almost like a pico de gallo. But a lot of people, when they serve you a pico de gallo, they save the cilantro for the end, like as a garnish. Well, in my situation here, the cilantro is not a garnish. The cilantro is going to be part of the ingredient, the aroma. I'm going to cook it in there. My daughter bought me this whole set of large cast iron pans. I forget how long I've been cooking with this. This is my favorite go-to pan right here. Okay, there it is. Now, I cover it, turn the heat all the way to low. Let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, I'll come back in 20 minutes. You know what? While it simmers for about 20 minutes, why don't you watch one of my commercials? I'll be back. Hi, you know me, Happy. It's true, there are many great Medicare benefits out there. Yes, you may qualify for money added to your Social Security check depending on your health and financial needs. Call us at our office here in Corpus Christi and let our great licensed agents help you. We can enroll you over the phone or come by your home. And if you're turning 65, happy birthday! Let us help you enroll in a Medicare plan. Turning 65, get nice. Okay, we're back. This Fideo is just about done. Yes, I can feel it. I can smell it. Do you know today is Monday? And in Spanish, Monday is pronounced lunes, which comes from the word luna. See, yesterday was Sunday, and the following day was Moon Day. This is not comedy. This is some of you kids that remember me from coming to your schools many years ago, and you're probably grown up by now. But when I'm a motivational speaker, and to grab your attention, to talk to you about eating healthy and being drug-free and loving yourself, I would throw in some brain candy just to get your attention. So before I open up the Fideo here, it's hot, but Sunday, the next day was Moon Day, but they dropped one of the O's and it became Monday. And that's how we got the word month. Because back then with the lunar calendar, every new moon was a new month. Everybody say, ah. See, that's what you have an aha moment. And now I'm gonna open up the Fideo. And I'm having a good aha moment. You remember when I said that I wanted to make it like a casserole, like an Asian dish? Look at this. See, it's not caldo-y. And here's how I can show you that it's like an Asian dish. I've got, when I have company, I serve egg rolls or little wontons on this square plate. But notice that I can serve the Fideo there. See, it's like an Asian dish. And really, when you think about it, the Asians are Chinese people. They were cooking with noodles. We have noodles, those are Fideos. They put onions in their food. We did too, tomatoes, cilantro. They put other seasonings. But this is almost like a Chinese casserole, like a Chinese dish. They put carrots. My stir-fried rice has lots of carrots in it. So, but notice, see, there's no water coming out of it. This is just a nice casserole. Now, and the reason why I did that is because I didn't have any zucchini in it. I didn't have any carrots in it. I didn't have any potatoes in it. I didn't have any corn in it. It's just ground beef and tomatoes and onions and of course the spices. But if you want to make it like a sopa, you can make it like a sopa and then you can add all the spices to it. But then again, you can also serve it. You can serve it as your traditional Mexican dish. The next time I'll make sopa, I'll make it into a sopa. It's gonna be like caldo. But this dish here is just beautiful. It's just so tasty. Here, let me get me a spoon. Fork, excuse me. It smells delicious. Just delicious. And you know, when I had an aha moment, one time I did a show down in the valley and I was driving home and I thought to myself, when I get home, I'm gonna make me some fideo con carne. And I was enjoying my fideo. I came late at night, I was cooking some fideo and I went to the refrigerator looking for some tortillas. And I thought to myself, what am I getting tortillas for? When I order an Asian plate or beef and noodles Chinese plate, I never ask the waitress for tortillas. So if I don't eat tortillas with Asian food, why should I eat it with fideo? I don't need it. And that's when I thought to myself, maybe that's why they're thinner than we are. But there's no need for that. You've got your pasta there. But this is a great dish, and it goes great with red wine. So, enjoy some of my other videos. If you want to learn how to make French bread, or if you want to see one of my best recipes as that coconut chicken soup recipe, ooh, the best. I cook a lot. I cook so many things. And I can't wait. I'm going to start dumping videos. And here's the serrano. Now, for the serrano, it just gives the food some flavor, but I didn't cut it up. But I will cut it up and put it in a little dish and have my guests have a little bit of the chopped serrano, but I only use it there for the flavor, not for the pica, okay? So tune in to the same channel, Your Only Medicare Store, for more videos, or for more get well videos, or more fun videos, okay? Thank you very much. I'll see you at the next video. Adios. Happy birthday, you guys that are 64 right now, turning 65. Mmm.